you played the rest of the community there, and
in
had
my
a
head,
great
you were
time.
saying that Louis came in and spiked the tournament. I was like, who do you think you're talking to? What is happening here? I was like, what? Whoa! Welcome to we didn't even test.
No, we're not. We don't have time to test. We don't have time. You don't want to test.
This will be the most echoey podcast. Whoa! Welcome to MetaZoo with you, America's most out of order TCG podcast. I'm of course joined by the man who hates all order and loves the randomness, Josh.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
I am also joined by the man who's ready for West Virginia's largest pre-release, Louis DeGeorge.
And we are joined by George, who is in a not a great mood today.
I'm in a great mood.
You're moody today.
I'm in a
moody.
fantastic mood.
Listen, I haven't talked to George since last podcast, I think, which is wild.
Lucky.
That's the second
It's also
longest
not
we've
true.
ever-
Just we're on the clear.
I don't remember last time we talked. I've been sick since, I don't know, Sunday.
Is it COVID or parvo?
I did not have COVID. Did not have COVID.
Is it
No
COVID?
parvo this time. No parvo. Forgot about
Did
the
you test for parvo?
No, I didn't.
Oh, how do you know?
All right, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the history of Louis' illnesses. We're going to talk about Complete Edition, everyone's favorite Magic.
I'm going to talk about Lorcana the
product.
entire time, talk about Magic, but continue anyway.
We're going to talk about Phyrexia, All Will Be Pumped.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Pioneer giving home to the new cards. Cryptic has a new version of Brassman's Will coming out with Wave 2 we're going to talk about. MetaZoo announced their online client, and Lorcana is coming out with a lot of fun things.
I know what you're thinking. Should MetaZoo be last? And it makes no sense that it's not.
We're mixing it up, man. We're keeping it mixed. Yeah.
Listen, man, learn to be agile. Learn to flow, man.
Listen,
That's not
you're
what I'm known for.
you're such
Learn
an
to
old
flow.
man. You're like,
not
oh
what I'm
no, we
known
switched
for.
the topic. Last week
okay.
we were in the middle of the podcast. You guys kept going left and right all over the place, and I just rolled with the punches. Because
That's not true. That is not accurate. They saw that. They saw that.
Louis, if he doesn't get his breakfast promptly at 4:15 a.m., he gets cranky. Okay.
If I don't go to the Big O shop, I don't know what I'm doing here.
All right, let's talk about the Complete Edition. I just I'm about to post a video while we're on the podcast. I'm about to post a video about my takes on the Complete Edition. Josh, you've been really tracking this. Tell us
Yes.
what you think about the Complete Edition.
The Complete Edition has told us a couple things. It's told us more about the Magic community and us as consumers, way more than it has about new Phyrexia or Phyrexia All Will Be One, in my opinion. And my big takeaway that I talked to George on the phone about today, and actually was one of the topics of my videos this week, was like, we as a Magic community are just clamoring for anything that we speculate with no proof at all that might be slightly collectible. We have wanted something to be collectible so desperately for so long that even at the slightest hint that, oh, it might be, we're all in. We're paying $249 a box. Let's go. It's crazy. The community is like, we just want it. We want it now.
One person buys the boxes at $249. Josh is like, market price, everyone, $249.
First of all, not what I said. Second of all, somebody bought a case of 6 at $249 a box.
Isn't
wild.
a case
Wild. Poor human.
Yeah, no.
Let's be nice to him, Josh. Thank you in advance.
I showed empathy, George.
He's not
You
on the
should try it
podcast.
sometime. I showed empathy. You should try it.
All right.
So you're just saying because the community is reacting vigorously, the community is reacting aggressively towards this product.
Reacting vigorously? I mean,
that's a success.
What?
What? You didn't listen to a word. I said we just want something that we think might be collectible. I didn't talk about the success or failure of the product anywhere in that take. I said us from this side of the desk, we just want something to be collectible for once. That's
so I agree with Josh. It's a resounding success.
I don't see that being like this is collectible. Like, where do you get the impression
that's not what he said? He said
I said we think it might be. The speculation right now.
He just said that.
I said the speculation right now is that it's limited, and we are so desperate for anything that we speculate might be collectible that as soon as we get the littlest taste, like, oh, maybe, we're all in. Like, jump full into the pool right away. I personally think that this is going to be a very readily available product. In fact, Scoopy, that I'm allowed to give on this podcast, MinMax Games actually got their full allocation. They got what they asked for.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Right.
Spoiler alert, other people did as well.
Yeah.
And there was no cuts there.
You and I read things so differently. We read the same text.
Shocking.
And we just play the card differently. We read the same text and we play the card differently, man. I don't think people think that this is going to be. I think they like the versions better, and they don't like the versions in the collector box as much. I think the money from the collector box is going to the complete edition.
This is selling for 3 times basically what would be MSRP under a normal situation.
It's not.
There was only a couple. It's down to like 2 times.
2 people.
It's down to like 2 times.
So what's the price at now? 180?
Oh,
No.
150 around.
150.
It's like 140.
So it's selling for basically what 2 times MSRP would be.
No. Amazon was selling these for $80.
And they're at 160. I'm not great at math, but 80 times 2 is carry the 1, carry the 7, 160. Got it.
I don't see that these are selling in record breaking numbers at $150.
Josh, do you have any numbers on that?
So I actually do have data on this, and if you would have watched, if you watch any of my,
I have been dying. I've been literally dying. I slept for 20 hours the other day.
Please
20 hours.
Do you have mono again?
That's more than I sleep in a week.
Again?
20 hours is more than I sleep in a week. I slept for 20 hours in a day.
Not accurate.
I don't want to lose you, so if you could avoid that, please don't die. No, people are buying this at the extended price. You're right. The $249 price was like 2 or 3 sales. One was a ton of products sold, but vastly it's not selling at that number. But selling at $149, $139, I got 40 listings here of sales like that. Like, people are buying it at that price. And if we want to go down to all the way, at $100, I start to extend close to 200, 300 sales out of the 1,300 recorded. Like, people are buying it.
So out of 1,300 recorded sales, 200 to 300 are over $150. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, and it's been that way for a day.
Like, prices are trending up.
A day.
Okay,
24 hours now.
Let me try to find some peace between these two bozos here. This is a sad podcast, but I'm the reasonable voice, by the way. You guys got to work on that. Listen, I think I would not be paying that for this. I'm not saying anything bad about you if you are. I think you're a genius and a kind soul and a brilliant human being. Right, Louis?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think I would be spending that much on this, though. Nothing against you if you do again. But listen, I do agree with Josh that it does show that listen, the rumor mill has been that this is going to be short printed. We have no earthly idea if that is true. Wizards, for all of their leaks, keeps their print run stuff in a vault. I can't tell you if anything's ever going to be reprinted with Magic. You never know. So people are very much speculating and betting on this being a one-time print run, and they're right or they're wrong. Now, I do think listen, let's say it's a one-time print run. I still wouldn't pay this much. I still wouldn't pay $150 if Wizards came out tomorrow and said what there is what there ever will be. I still think $150 is too much for this product. I think this is I think $70 to $80 is a good price point for this product. And I think, frankly, you should be calling your LGS if you're paying that wonderful, beautiful price anyway. You should be calling your LGS and see if they'll cut you a deal at MSRP, because they probably should.
There is no MSRP in Magic.
Well, the MSRP that Amazon has.
And Louis, before you go, because I want to give your take on this. I just want you to have the full information of all sales from the start of time for pre-release on TCG Player. The average is about $97 per box.
That makes sense to me. And keep in mind, we're 3 weeks out of release of this product. This does not release this weekend. This product's not coming out now. Stores don't have their allocations until some big stores apparently have theirs.
Is it more than 3 weeks? Does it come out in March? Or is it late February?
I think it's late February, isn't it?
Is it? Okay. It might be.
It's 3. I think I remember it being 3 weeks.
I think it's 2 weeks after.
I think that this is a phenomenal product. I think $80 to $100. I disagree with George. I don't think under $80. I did the math on the product, and you compare it to set packs. You compare it to what you get in the foil. The foil lands look amazing. There is easily $80 worth of value in this product. So I think $80 to $100 is a fair price point on it. My point is, I don't think people are buying these at $100 to $150 because they think it's limited. I think they are buying them because they want the product that's inside of them. They want those for the oil stained glass car, the oil glass, not glass. I don't know why I keep saying the oil slick cards,
the raised textured foil oil cards.
They see value in the oil slick lands and the 2 oil slick mythics, and the whatever it is 12 set packs pay for a majority of that if they're going to open product anyway. And then they get the really cool dice, which is why everybody wants it.
Oh my god! But if they thought it was going to be, if they thought they could just always get more, it'd be selling for closer to fake MSRP, right? Like the reason they're paying way above fake MSRP is because they think they won't be able to get access to it at fake MSRP.
So, hot take: people don't fully realize that this doesn't come out for 3 weeks, and people are not fully realizing that stores.
I think that's true.
Stores haven't put up their product for sale because stores don't, until maybe this week, don't know exactly how many boxes they're getting. Like that's the reaction I think to the market, that the market's seeing is like the amount listed is low. Meanwhile, everybody thinks it comes out this week because Phyrexia releases this week, and so people are buying it thinking, oh, that's the price, this is the only time to get it, and then they're gonna be like, oh crap, it doesn't come out for 3 more weeks. So I don't know. Are we ready to talk about this product in a bigger whole, or are we still focused on the hype of it?
Well, listen, I think the hype is important because when was the last time we saw a standard product or any product for a standard release get this much hype and trend in the market like this? We've seen collector boxes like, oh, the pink strip neon cards, the serialized artifacts for some of us who have been on that train from day one, and then some of us who are wrong on the Legends polls. George, I mean, get it together, please.
That was you too, George.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I blacked out for like a month. I don't know what you're talking. But we've never seen the market react this way, even when the hype is there. So that's what makes this interesting. It's doing this for some reason, right? Like this is happening for a reason. That's my only point.
Yeah. I guess my response is that the reason is supply, not necessarily like the amazing. I don't know. The supply is just really low right now is my point. But
your reasoning was the fact that people wanted the amazing treatments in it. I thought my reasoning was that it is going to be a limited product. That's what people are speculating. I'm confused. We like it. The hype is crazy. This product's cool.
Okay. So I think that this is a bad product for Wizards. Can I say that?
I saw a YouTube video that said this was the best product of the year from Wizards. I think this is nope. I said this is a great product for consumers. This is a fantastic product for the consumers. The end user, it's an amazing product. But when you mix this with the rest of the product line, it's going to be horrible for the set. Who is going to buy collector boxes with this coming out? Like tell me who wants collector boxes when there's a better version? Who wants a $220 collector box when you can't even get the best version of the card inside said collector box?
So, and this is where I get a little lost in the sauce here, because I think the raised oil foil cards are the best version. They're the most premium version of the card. I've had members of the community telling me they don't think that's going to be the best version of the card. And I think it was you last week on this podcast that was pushing back against me when I said the raised oil slick foil cards were the premium version.
That's really true.
I think it's still up in the air, man.
I said I don't think they're gonna hold value because they're so overprinted within because you only get two per bundle, and then it's part of the
run of 20.
The run of 20. Like I do think like the supply of those is gonna be higher, but like looking at the physical card, it's definitely the premium version. I mean, now that I've held these stupid things in my hand, like certainly the premium version.
God, that looks so shiny on a camera. It just looks insane. It's like a polished chrome.
Yeah. I don't know. I've shown this to a couple of people in person now, and
I'll say this. I'm selling the set very well, and like TCG player price seems to be holding a lot stronger than other sets. Like this set's selling very well for me so far.
Right. So to speak on your collector box, I mean, collector boxes are selling at a clip similar to that of the Brothers War, slightly down.
Crazy.
I agree. There is some community spend. You're right. There is some community spend, I think, going to the complete bundle for sure. But like collector boxes still sitting, I think, at $215 to $217 last I looked. The average price of the collector box is $219, but that's slightly skewed this early on because remember, there's a couple of people when the prices are that tight. There was a couple of people that ordered at like $259, $260 early on. That we
brilliant
were like,
people,
oh gosh,
brilliant people,
please don't do that.
Brilliant geniuses.
They ordered like 12 of them or something. So, but
Even
I mean,
smarter.
they're holding. I agree with you. I thought the collector box would be in big trouble, and it might still be, but so far,
Like, I think, like, I'll tell you this, like, I think I probably already sold out like 3/4 of my allocation.
It's awesome.
Like,
wow.
I regret not selling, and I regret not ordering more. I think I can probably get more still, though. I got to sweet talk them a little bit.
I have very little faith in the collector boxes in the set.
I think that's fair.
what I'm saying. Especially come 3 weeks after when you throw in this other version.
I think you guys are misreading this, man. I think people want cards on release day, and like people are going to buy collector boxes on release day because they want shiny cards and to crack packs on release day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not a hobby built for the patient. Like, that is not why this industry exists.
But isn't that also dying down now?
What?
Isn't that also dying down now with standards gone basically from in-store play, and like the real, like, this is why we're going to transition this to Pioneer. Like, the demand for cards on release is lower now than it, in my opinion, ever has been.
I don't think that's accurate.
So George kind of opened my eyes to something that we talked about. I think I talked about this with the Brothers War when I'm still on my kick. Like,
Brothers of War.
We're going to talk about this in a second. That standard sets don't really have that great of a home. And Louis, you and I talked about this set, in our opinion, relies heavily on Commander with some of the stuff in there, 100%. But people still just seem to be buying these sets like right on release. As much as we scream, hey, when it comes to standard product, there's no need to pre-order. Pre-order numbers keep coming in, man, and they stay consistent. So I think I'm with you, and I think we missed on this one.
But the data is wrong. Louis' opinions are right, Josh. I'm with him. That your data means nothing to me.
The data compared to what, though? We're only comparing data to Brothers War, aren't we?
Or any other TCG that Josh can follow.
Like,
some other unnamed TCGs, but those releases go a little bit differently, right? For sure. But yeah, right now you're right. It's essentially only pre-release data for the Brothers War. You're correct.
I mean,
so my point is, if you compare the demand for singles, the demand for cards, the first 2 weeks of release in Throne of Eldraine, when standard was the number one played format in LGSs on Friday nights, when it was like standard.
You might have to go back a little farther. You might have started to transition there. It was more relevant than it is now, for sure.
Okay. Return to Ravnica? You want to use Return to Ravnica?
I'm cool with that.
Okay, let's go. Return to Ravnica, when standard was, George, maybe your store does draft. Other stores do draft.
I tell you, when I was drafting Legends originally, I just want you all to know that was back then. That was good times. Continue.
Okay.
We're going way back.
Return to Ravnica, when standard was a massive push by Wizards and it was a huge thing. That's and correct. Whatever. The demand for singles in the first 2 weeks was much higher, in my opinion, than the demand for singles in the first 2 weeks now, because people can just wait for their commander deck. Their commander deck's not completely built around these cards. It's not a format warping scenario with cards coming out. And so things get delayed and people just say, I'll just wait to buy singles 4 or 5 weeks after release when things are lower.
Do you think there's still an element of George's impatience, though, even with commander players? Like, I want this card for my commander deck now. Like,
nobody.
I just need it now.
Yeah, there's
nobody in my store plays Modern. No, I don't know of a single person that plays Paper Modern at my store.
Where did Modern come from in this conversation? I love Modern. First of all, Modern is GOAT. Don't you talk about Modern.
They crack packs. They like cracking packs. Like, people like buying packs and cracking them open and seeing what they get. Like, that's the hobby. Like, you guys talk about play all the time. This format, that format, the other format. That's great. That's lovely. You can paint a picture for it. But like, at the end of the day, most people interact with the hobby by buying boxes and cracking them. That's how most people interact with the hobby. And that can be an ETB, that can be a collector box, that can be a set box. Won't be a draft box. Sorry, Josh. But like, it will be like, that's how most people interact with the hobby.
I disagree.
Look at the YouTube video hits. People only want to watch you crack packs. Nobody watches people play the game. That's not how people interact with the game.
Listen,
That's because they can go and play the game anytime they want. They can't afford to buy boxes, so they watch other people get their butts kicked by opening boxes. That's why people watch
then
box
how come
openings.
then how come all these sales were happening on pre-release? Like, how come there's thousands
If you would listen to my point, we don't know that the sales are up because we're not comparing it to anything.
We know that last year they had their best year ever. We know last year Wizards had their best year ever.
Because they printed 1 billion more.
That's not why they sold 1 billion more. They sold 1 billion. They didn't print 1 billion.
Okay.
So last year
they sold 1 billion. They printed 2 billion.
Last year was the best-selling year ever for Magic. This isn't that hard to figure out that they're selling more boxes than ever before.
With the most sets, with 70 secret layers, with Magic 30. Yes, you're right. That was the best year ever.
Yeah. So I mean, like at the end of the day, people like most of that revenue came from boxes. So, like, at the end of the day, they're selling more boxes. This isn't hard. You just don't like it. I'm sorry, boss. Like, talk to your consumers.
All right. Let's move on. Phyrexia, all will be pumped.
Like, so here's the big question. I want to ask you guys. This is not my side of the counter. I want to ask you guys. Phyrexia, we talked about the collector box price holding fairly steady. Is the complete bundle, this little hype whirlwind, this mini hype tornado we've kind of caught our community in, is that what's holding the value of the setup? Is the set just a better set? Is it printed more towards Commander? What's holding these values where we would normally see them start to dip a little bit?
My turn to FUD. Listen, I think people are completely lost on when the set's coming out, and I think that price will come down to earth the first week of release. That's my guess.
Oh yeah. It's got to come down the first week of release. I don't think a standard set releases in today's day and age, and the prices hold and stay the same on any product through the set with the way Wizards prints things right now. Like I can't see that. What do you think, Louis?
I don't agree with the prompt to the discussion.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't agree that this is pumping. $215 for collector boxes before the majority of their stores are going to get their boxes on Thursday. Today's Wednesday. We're filming the podcast on Wednesday. Majority of stores get their product on Thursday or Friday, and like that's when they list the prices, and that's when you see the prices tank. We're still an entire week before actual release of the set. I don't agree that this is pumping and that this is a massive success. $217 after fees and shipping is already stores. I math off the top of my head, breaking even, maybe making $1 or $2 on TCG Player, and that's on pre-order prices on TCG Player.
It depends on volume and the price you pay.
Right, but like the majority of stores who are selling the product are breaking even. My point isn't that you shouldn't be. I know I'm not supposed to be making money off of TCG Player. I'm not the store selling on TCG Player. My point is that the demand is not there to say that this set is pumping. I do think like there's an excitement for Phyrexian sets. Like I think that's part of the community hype on this. I think some of the cards are exciting. There's some good stuff. It's another Commander set, to be honest. Like there's really
every
great
set will be a Commander set from now on.
Sorry,
Josh. R.I.P. buddy.
So bad.
Sorry, R.I.P. Josh. Throw the F's in chat for Josh.
If you look at the top, the market price high to low, all the cards on the top, other than the Elish Norn Step and Complete version, is cards that aren't even in the products that are launching right now. They're in the products that are coming out in 3 weeks.
Well, that makes sense to me, though, right? Because I mean, things tend to come down closer to release day, and that's farther away from that release day. Like that makes sense to me.
Like I'm just saying, like the excitement for this stuff so far, everything on the internet, all the excitement is about the oil slick stuff. Like I disagree that there's like a massive amount of hype on this product. But maybe I've just been locked in a room for 3 days. I'm sick, but I just disagree that there's like a uber excitement about. I don't feel like the excitement about this product is equal to Brothers War, in my opinion, for standard set. I think that was a more hyped up set.
So, and I tend to agree with you that should have been what I think is a more hyped up set. But are we 10 days out from release? Like as of the recording of this podcast, we're 10 days out from release, right?
From official release.
Yeah, from official release. And 10 days out from Brothers War official release, we had collector boxes at 209, right? And we're sitting at 10 days out from release, collector boxes at 217 for Phyrexia. So it's not like a huge jump.
Brothers War collector boxes at 209 10 days before release.
Yep, 11/8 because it came out the 18th, I believe. So it's just there's something going on, and I think there might be something you're like what you're saying with the Phyrexian, the community just loving the whole theme of the set, and the fact that it is a commander set. You and I, gosh, we should have just like a candid conversation about that one day on camera about the fact that they're printing everything for commander, and that's going to make or break this set when it comes out. Is this stuff really commander hits or is it not?
So interesting that Brothers War actually went up after the initial release. The release week, it went up to 230, which is super interesting.
Yeah.
It's like that to me shows like excitement for a set where like you go to your release, you go to your store, you buy the product you want at your store, you come home, your store sells out or whatever, so you go on TCG Player to buy more product. Like that shows like true demand and excitement for the set. That'd be interesting.
We're just we're sitting at just my point was we're sitting in a fairly similar, if not slightly more advantageous situation right now. I think we won't see what we saw with Brothers War, though. I agree with you there because there's no sauce in the collector box that's truly special, right? There's nothing really in there to chase after. There's no pink strip card. There's no serialized Magic cards, and I'm all about that.
You can get this 30-cent pre-release price.
Okay.
Step and completed card.
Oh,
I was shocked. Usually cards like that on pre-release are like like I'll list them. They're like $2. I'm like, there's no chance this sells for $2.
Card?
No, this is the step. This is the step and complete. Uncommon.
That's the new foil treatment. I'm excited to hold that in my hand. I want to know like what that looks like. Shout out Rip and Ship Moonshot. They watch the podcast. They're one of the better box opening channels. They made a point that in person it's much easier to see than it is on camera. Is that true? Like when you're holding it, do you feel the same way?
Like yeah, but it just it's like it's easier to read the card, which was my complaint on the video. But it's like you can't really see it just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Like, listen, somebody who likes it, I'm glad you like it. That's awesome. I don't like it. It looks like a terrible card to me. It looks horrible.
It looks so busy. It looks so busy when you flash it like that.
I don't like it. I hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even want to open the product. I can't stand it.
That's good. That's good. Maybe that's why Mark
He was like, we can't break Louis again.
Can't break him again. Put some treatment on there that you won't want to open. Let's do it that way. Let's do this for the good of the community.
I'm all about this set being amazing. I want my store to be able to do 15 times the number of pre-releases that we should be able to. We should be doing.
Why is that, Louis? What happened to you?
I ordered.
This is amazing.
I was like putting in my order, and it must have been real late at night. So I just put in. I think I wanted like 20 pre-release kits. So I put in 20. And then I hit submit. And then my rep called and he's like, hey, this is the amount. I was probably with my kids. And I was like, yeah, man, bill it, ship it. I'll wire you the money. Tell me what I'm supposed to wire you. He tells me what I'm supposed to wire him. I don't check any of that stuff. So I wire him the money. I get my shipment 3 days ago. I'm dead all week. I've been in bed asleep since Sunday night. Shipment gets here on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. I don't open it until today. I opened it today and I pre-ordered cases because that's how you order them of pre-release. I got 15 cases more than I wanted than I in my brain thought that I was getting.
Well, that's fine. Your take a couple weeks ago was that they're going to get rid of draft boxes and just do pre-release kits. So you're a step ahead of them. Yeah, you're doing good.
I've got.
Like, I heard you. I was like, I have an idea.
So I'm unboxing today. I'm at the store. I'm unboxing. I'm thinking, oh, this box is probably set boxes, pre-release kits. Oh, this box is probably set boxes, pre-release kits. I'm like, what did I do? So I got like $4,000 in pre-release kits.
So since Wizards is already going to try to confuse us with the what's a good bundle and what's a bad bundle, we have the complete bundle spelled the wrong way. I vote that you make the Kitchen Table TCG complete bundle, complete spelled, like the English, and then you just include a pre-release kit if you buy a regular bundle. And you call it's complete. You put the two products together.
Listen, the only thing that mattered to me, I was worried about it, and then I opened the pre-release kit, and they have a special cool looking dice in them. They're not like the same 4 colors that are most sets. There's like a special color in it.
I was gonna buy a case off you. I'm out.
I'm not worried about
dice,
it.
I don't want it.
I'm not worried about it. Like they'll sell. They'll be good. People will love them. People love ripping open packs and seeing cool dice. They don't care about the packs inside. They just care about the cool dice.
Don't, George. Don't do it. You're gonna break them. You're gonna break them.
So I don't know. This set, I don't know. I'm excited for some of the cards. So I'm not a huge fan of, well, I guess we can talk about it real quick. I'm not a huge fan of like the commander push cards that are like obviously commander cards
in a
like,
standard set.
I like when they put cards out and you have to figure out how to use them in commander. That's great. I don't love when they're like, hey, I want you to use this card in your white commander deck. And it's got to be in all of them. Put it in every white. You can run white just for this card. Like, I don't like that. That's not my.
That's a great take.
Yeah.
That's a great take. Yes, you're wrong, George.
Yeah,
but they
terrible take. I want them to be more in touch with their community. Why are they focusing so much on the format everybody plays? Like,
listen, they're gonna kill the format like that. That's how you kill the format.
They're more in touch with their community. They give us quality commander products, George.
Yeah, they're super in touch with the community.
Quality commander products. They're in touch with their community.
I forgot we do a podcast with the only content creator in the community who thinks Wizards is in touch with their community.
That's not what I said. I said that
you've been throwing a lot of shade at me.
Their community, then you complain when they do things that their community likes.
All right, Josh, tell us how Pioneer gives us home for these cards.
Listen, that's been my complaint, man. And you said it earlier in this podcast. These standard sets are coming out, and if they don't print cards directly into Commander, there's like no home for most of this stuff. But with Wizards announcing that all RCQs across the country must be Pioneer, there's pros and cons to that. We're going to put those on the shelf for right now. We're going to talk about just what this does. It means like, hey, maybe we have more of a use for a lot of these cards. More people wanting to buy singles, more people wanting to crack packs for this. Apparently, George thinks people crack packs to crack packs, but no other reason. The fact that we are going to play a format in which the cards can be used will nope. The people who are cracking packs, they're only cracking packs to open them. They then wipe their butts with the cards and move on with their life. Like, come on, man! Like, it's gonna help.
People play their commander decks. I like Pioneer does okay at my store. Pioneer's not a big format, at least in this area.
Follow it for the next 6 months. It might be.
I've been trying to get Pioneer going at the store. People, they complain about the cost of Pioneer decks. Yeah. Is what they end up doing. It's the same thing I used to hear about Modern. Like, I feel like Modern people just like forgot about. They just like don't even. It's like this old legacy format.
They should be doing is buying some Modern Horizons 2. I agree with you, Louis. Continue.
Where did Modern Horizons 2 come from?
I don't want to talk about it. All right, enough. Stop printing it, Wizards. Stop printing Modern Horizons 2. Continue.
I think they should print more.
But George, they said it was the #1 selling product of the year. What now you're telling the customer that they're wrong? That's how you sound. Should I just do that instead of responding to him? Should I just go?
If you could pull it off, it would work.
I can't.
This podcast is in trouble.
I don't have that face. I don't have that face.
You don't look this good. That's your problem.
Yeah. No, I think Pioneer's great.
You have a pot leaf on your shirt? I just noticed that.
Who?
You. Oh no. Thought you were rocking the ganj.
No.
What did he say?
It's Finley hats. It's my hat.
Oh,
obviously,
all right, go ahead.
Know nothing about me.
I regret this. Continue.
Yeah, wow. I think
you're
Pioneer,
fascinated with shirts.
I think that Wizards putting more value into Pioneer is a really good thing for Magic. I think they need to replace Standard, and I think Pioneer can replace the Standard idea. I think they need to do it. True. I think they need to go back to hyping up Friday Night Magic. I want Friday Night Magic promos. I want like the excitement and the advertising for Friday Night Magic. Like I miss
90s MTV commercials.
We know
where
you and me
promos, flex
right?
at each other.
There's not in the same way there used to be, George.
No,
there used to be. Can we do what? Sorry, I was listening to George.
I want to flex on you in Venice Beach like the old MTV 90s Magic commercials.
Yes,
that's what I want to. If we're going to advertise this, let's do it.
I agree. They don't do Friday Night Magic promos the same way they used to, George. Like they used to have like stamped Friday Night Magic exciting promos that were given to everybody who comes out and plays and whatever. Now they have promo packs that you have to win or your store gives out or randomly or whatever. But there wasn't.
I could give a pack out to anybody who walks past my store and be like, I still have 10,000 left for the week.
So like They used to do really good promos that were like exciting and cards that people wanted as promos for coming out to play on this week or that week or the other thing. And like now they do like it's not bad. They do cool things, but they also don't advertise it. The most recent advertisement they've done for Friday Night Magic was at Post Malone's house with Post Malone and all of his rich friends.
And listen, we're just jealous we weren't there. We're if we're being frank.
Why wasn't he on the podcast? What the hell?
Yeah. But like they didn't advertise it for an LGS and for like that experience. And like that's what I would like to see them do, is go back to those roots of promoting that. They're not going to do that though, because they only care about Commander. Like because that's all that sells. Like it is what it is.
So you have been right up until this moment, and I think you will continue to be right. The bold take is that with the announcement of the bold take, the hot take, if you will, is with the announcement of Pioneer, you're going to see that start to pivot. You're going to see people go away from the singleton group play format and really start to play like Friday night one-on-one Magic again. I think that's their goal. I think that's what they'd like. I don't think they're going to get it. That's why it's a hot take, but that's what I think they'd like.
I just don't think that's Wizards' direction. They want the game to be casual, kitchen table experience.
Those things are not mutually exclusive. And I had this argument with somebody this week. Friday Night Magic can be very casual and fun. Just because you're playing Pioneer, which is going to be the RCQ and PTQ and format and stuff like that, does not mean it's not casual. There are casual Pioneer decks. Listen, when was the last time you went to a Pioneer group and played Pioneer? Before you give me the George
No. Because what happens in Pioneer groups is that the guy from 45 minutes down the road shows up and spikes your tournament and wrecks every single person who plays in the game, ends up 4-0, and every single person who plays him says, oh, well, I tried this new deck and it sucked and I had a terrible time, so I'm just going to play at Commander tonight.
You did that for one match, and then the other 3, you played the rest of the community there. And
in my head, you were saying that Louis came in and spiked the tournament. I was like, who do you think you're talking to? What is happening here? I was like, what is going on?
I forgot to say that guy also brings his 3 friends that get in the
call him up by name, Louis. Don't be a coward. Call him up by name.
And in which experiences this happened? The story where Pioneer doesn't fire that you were just telling us about, or all the other Pioneer events you're
Pioneer fired for 8 weeks straight. And then it stopped fighting. Then it was 6 people because 2 people stopped wanting to play. And then it was 4 people because 2 people wanted to stop play. And then it just stopped because people stopped wanting to play.
So that has not been the experience with Pioneer events that I have gone to. Maybe I'm going to different environments.
So here's what I think is happening, Josh. We've had this discussion about other things as well. Like, you're in Chicago. You're in a big city. Louis is in Hurricane, West Virginia. There's 14 people in the entire city. 6 of them showing up is really a miracle.
I was about to say, you get credit for that.
I mean, like, that's half its population. I mean, like, it does not shock me that, like, you have a much, like, the bottom half of your Pioneer tournament's a lot of fun in Chicago because there's 10 million people at the tournament.
The whole thing. We don't really have anybody now. What we do have.
God, don't make me agree with Louis, Josh. Why are you doing this to me? What did I do to you?
What we do have is the people who would come and spike those tournaments are actually in play testing groups and pods, and that's when they do what you're describing. For Friday Night Magic, that in my experience has not happened. I've been
so like
there.
I'll like this is a little bit outside my depth. I don't remember the last time we didn't draft on F&M. Like I don't remember other than pre-release, obviously.
So we're going back to draft when we move to the new store.
Yeah, of course, everybody is.
We're gonna do draft and Commander. It's gonna so we're gonna put up a list. First 8 people in the pod get to draft. If we have another 8 for some reason, it'll be another pod and it'll draft. Everybody else is out there playing Commander.
There you
go. We'll throw a Pioneer 1K once a year. It's something like that. You know what I mean? Actually, Popper has been exactly what you're talking about, Josh. Where like our community just loves it. They play hot dogs. The meta in our Pioneer, our Popper community is hot dogs. Everybody says,
how's your $10,000 elf stack doing in your
hot dog coming at you? And I go, hot dog, hot diggity dog. And everybody laughs. It's hilarious. It's great. But that's what the community has turned into there. But it's a casual format.
That's what the community has turned into there. That sounds about right. Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Like, it's a fun format. It's cheap to play. Everybody can make multiple decks. We have a bunch of meta decks. It's not spiky. It's I've got my elf deck that dies to burn and wins everything else. So
Great.
I do agree, though, that if Wizards can push this and can be part of the process, that it will be really good. I just don't see that happening.
Wizards should not push this. That is my hot take. Wizards should interact with the community and do what they want. People like Draft and Commander. That's what they should be pushing.
So that's the big underlining message, and that was my takeaway from this announcement. Like Louis, you made a point earlier. People don't want to pay for Pioneer decks. They made a comment, Wizards themselves, in the comment section of their tweet. Like, the reason we're doing Pioneer is accessibility. And if you compare Pioneer to other constructed formats, Pauper notwithstanding, it's probably one of the cheaper ways to play Magic, because that deck you build, you can use over and over again for a long time. And I said this to you on the phone. It's cheap if you don't have anything and you're starting from the ground up. If you're an entrenched Modern player, you already are spending all your Magic budget. If you're an entrenched, sorry, George, I forgot. Nobody plays anything else.
Gosh, I'm with you.
Rephrase. If you're an entrenched Commander player, you already are spending your Magic budget on Commander decks. You either have to give up something you like or spend more to get in the door here. So the opportunity cost could go either way, right? It's not a popular format, so I actually think that the cost for entry is going to be higher because you don't have as many people already playing the format.
I'm like, I feel like I'm right in the middle of you too, Josh. I'm almost at the point where like I feel like Pioneer needs to become a more mainstream thing. Or what is Magic? Magic's just a 4-player game now. Like that's the fear I have for Magic. But I'm also with George of like, I just don't see Wizards putting the work in to get it done.
They shouldn't. They should go where the community is.
We'll see. All right, let's moving on up. Cryptic announced this week or showed the images of Brassman's Will. I'm gonna pull it up while we're talking.
Wow, look at that. It's beautiful.
It's not up
I can
yet.
see it.
I'm so
it is beautiful.
I forgot to have it previously up. But this is
I like it. Yeah.
Christopher Rush's daughter did the artwork, which is super cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I like this way more than the original artwork. Don't at me. Sorry, Christopher Rush. R.I.P. R.I.P. I miss you forever. You're my homie. I like this artwork way better than the first one.
I'm trying to find where he posted it. Wasn't it in the main Discord?
Yeah.
I think he took it down.
Ooh.
This is Scoopy. This is Scoopy. This is Scoopy.
This is
Scoopy.
You read a Facebook post. This is Scoopy.
Did anybody find it? Because I can't find it anymore.
No, I can't find it. Doesn't matter. Scoopy. So Scoopy, Christopher Rush's daughter, is doing one, and I think it looks a little bit more like stained glass. Like it's like a brighter color. It's like greens and bright greens and reds. I think it's beautiful.
It's awesome. It's super cool.
I love it.
I'm trying to see if my personal store Discord.
I hope I get to see it in person at like a major tournament, though. That's my only thing, Lou.
Hey, yeah, we can put my tournament. March 4th, we'll be in the new store, everyone. We'll be in the new building. I'm putting up Slatwall tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
You can get Parvo.
But March 4th, we'll be doing a Cryptic tournament. I wish I had the image of this. I don't. He's not there. It's gone.
It's Scoopy now. I'm glad he took it down.
Yeah.
This is great.
But super cool. I thought it was really cool, like to connect with. Sorry, we're pumping my tournament. Tournament March 4th. We got uncut sheets. We've got Kickstarter boxes to the winners and second place. We've got Orpheus promo card that's going to be pretty cool. Champion card plus top 8 cards plus participation cards. It's going to be great. Back to Brassman's Will. I think it's really cool, like to see the trajectory of it to go back and make Brassman's Will a different artwork and special for Kickstarter and the first wave of it, but then to come back and utilize his daughter to do something really cool. I think this is a really cool way to do it. It just shows how much Tanner cares about the artist and about the feel of the set. I just think that's cool.
I love it. I mean this. I like the artwork a lot better. Like a lot better than the first one. It's much more my style. It's got some pep in it. It's got some color in it.
Goofy.
Yeah. Like Goofy, like the Disney character that Louis loves because he loves Lorcana now.
I'm all in. Goofy is my favorite Disney
Goofy's
character.
Great. He's a great Disney character.
Absolutely makes sense to me.
Goofy is the best.
You have literally seen me in person. I embody that guy. Look at those long arms and legs. A little bit of belly. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm all about the goof.
Goofy's the best. Why do you hate Goofy?
Goofy can be the best. He looks nothing like I feel like.
No, you're right.
I love the. I'm lost now. I love the brass man. Love the new artwork. I love that he is building in different looks for the same cards into Wave 2 to keep both waves more collectible. Like this is a very well thought out box, and that has been I think Cryptic's success, right? Like they have great gameplay. But great gameplay is not enough.
You're right, because you believe that nobody wants to play the games at all.
And I think people want to play the games, but like, listen, there are great games that have died and died horrifically.
Yeah.
There are great games that are dying right now. And like at the end of the day, like what Tanner understands is you have to build in collectability.
Yeah.
And like he has done that very well in his boxes. This idea that like every 14th box is going to be amazing. The other 13, you got to pay your penance. That's stupid. That's old. That's done. That can't exist anymore. Like the market won't bear that anymore. Like I think like Tanner understands how to build a good box, how to get excitement into the product, and he's doing that. He deserves a lot of credit for that. And I think he's doing very good, and like the box price is reflecting that. And I'll just restate what I stated last week. This is organic demand. I am still not aware of a whale who owns 300 boxes of Kickstarter. I would have thought I would have heard of that person by now, if I'm being honest.
Josh, right there. There's his 300 boxes.
Like this is people buying a box, a case, and like playing the game. Like this is very organic to me.
It's
this
crazy to see.
To me.
My orders. I had an order today. 54 non-holo cards. Just 54. Cool. Somebody built a whole deck
just for deck building.
I'll build a whole deck on my website. And
that's great.
$34, something like that. 44 or something like that. It's great. So, all right, moving on. MetaZoo Online.
How is this not last? This makes no sense.
It just found its way in here.
So mixing it up.
Yeah.
So MetaZoo is going the opposite of Pokemon. They are going in on online play.
Yeah, apparently Pokemon announced like right before we started filming that they're getting rid of their 8 online. Hours before. That's horrible.
Like, listen, 8 hours before. That's not too far off. That's not bad. We got the news within 8 hours, man.
So MetaZoo's.
So they're adding code cards to War, not this next set, not native.
Yes.
That's important. So like I'm like, oh, where's my code card? Not in there yet. Relax. I am very impressed with how a lot of the new games are handling the online marketplace, and I hope MetaZoo continues that trend and does something neat with it. Marvel Snap announced their store this week, where if you own 500 cards, you get a token, and you can spend that token to buy a card that's not in your collection. And that card that you can buy changes every 8 hours. And so you have to like buy it now, or you can pin it, but that's a whole different thing. Like that's a pretty unique economy that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I hope they bring some real innovation to the online game, because if not, I don't know what we're doing here. Right. Like if this is just like, I think the unique abilities of online are what make it exciting to play online. So I hope they bring a unique economy to online play.
And there's a lot of potential for that too, with like the fourth wall effects. Like,
can I make you angry for a second, Louis?
Sure.
They could make it NFTs.
I'm out.
Like they should do something where you own your cards.
I'm gonna make sure I keep my subscribers here. I hate NFTs. They're the worst. They're scam. You're a scam artist.
I only own MetaZoo NFTs. It's the only NFTs I own.
I own a lot of MetaZoo NFTs.
That's all I got.
I'm just every time we do NFTs, people. That's why they shouldn't do NFTs. Is that like it becomes this thing where people just don't do it because it's got the NFT language on it, and like I don't know. Like at some point you have to keep your brand recognition above that. I think like if you want this to be a mainstream thing and the community and people who would be your clientele are saying that NFTs are a scam, maybe that's not the best way to promote it. Like,
all right, good advice. Don't promote it as a scam.
like,
I'm with you, Louie. I think like I gotta go down my list. Promote it as a scam.
Listen,
that one
I
right
gave
off.
away a MetaZoo NFT on this channel. I'm all in on NFTs. I think NFTs are great, but like, there's a what, Josh?
Somebody rewind that tape and play those two clips right next to one another. Listen, NFTs. I hate NFTs. I'm going to keep my subscribers. I gave away one. NFTs are great. Like
one of those was sarcasm.
Yes.
Wait, when I called the people brilliant and beautiful in the beginning of the podcast, that was not sarcasm, right?
No. Anyway, like I just think that it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Like it doesn't have to be NFTs. I think it could be, but like I think they do need to add a unique economy to the online game because like there's real competition online. Like Marvel Snap is big.
Can you trade things to other players in Marvel Snap? See, like that would be a really cool economy system for MetaZoo to be able to trade to be able to trade, and like that would be a great reasoning to utilize the blockchain.
Who owns stuff easily on a
there is
like figure that out. Like listen, Magic Online does it without the use of NFTs. You can do it right without implementing an NFT system. You can make that happen,
but you don't own it. That's the difference. Like if Magic closes tomorrow, you're out.
Can we not make this? If George has been pushing me to do an NFT podcast for 6 months. This is not it, George. You're not getting it. We're not talking about NFTs anymore right now. It'd be great if it's part of the thing to be able to buy and sell and trade. That's great. Let's leave it at that. Really cool that they're putting it in cards, in packs. I'm a huge fan of that. I'm bummed that Pokemon's getting rid of that crap because.
So can we talk about that for a second? That's how they equaled out the weights. How are they going to do that now?
They didn't do that anyway, though. The last two sets have been waivable.
Like, I was trying not to FUD up your only game you love, but like
Pokemon's Go.
But like the whole point of the code cards was to equal out the weight. So I wonder how they're going to do that now.
I don't think that was the whole point of the code card, but sure.
There's a reason they're killing it, boss. It's not because it's a booming success. I'll give you a hint. It's not like it's too popular. I got to shut it down.
Watch them come out with another one after they shut this one down.
Watch you be NFTs. I'm with you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's great that they're putting code cards in it. That's awesome. I like the way they're doing it too. War is like the last set of the block, right? So all the packs, all the cards that you can get throughout the whole thing. It's a good way to do it. I hope that you can get lots of cards per pack. Like I hope that there's not because otherwise you're gonna have to open a ton of packs to get a small amount of cards in the game. Because
they have to make it so like your first time you put in a code, you get a deck. I would think.
Yeah, something like that.
There's got to be a start. There's going to be a starter deck system, or so. I think every online client has some base play starter deck system. I can't imagine this one's an exception.
Not Pokemon anymore, but everybody else does.
They're not shut down yet. They still do as of right now. Yeah,
I'm shocked they're shutting down. I'll be honest. I'm shocked. I can't imagine it costs that much to keep it up, but I guess it does. I think
Pokemon's got lots of money.
Shows online stuff like that is hard to do well. It's easy to do. Yeah. It's hard and expensive to do well.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Look no farther than Magic. Someone always has a complaint about one of the online systems, no matter how many consistent players you have.
I don't want to talk about Magic Arena. I hate Magic Arena.
There you go. Called it. Nailed it.
Magic Arena is the worst economy of any TCG, any online game. We're going to get to a point with Magic Arena where it's going to enter like EA Sports level of upsetness.
I'm out.
That's going to happen.
Is there any video game maker more hated than EA Sports?
I have no idea, but they're in the game, dude.
Not anymore. All right. Let's move on.
So is your credit card information. Your credit card's information's in the game as well.
Lorcana.
So another huge shout out to Lorcana, who has learned from other games' mistakes. they are giving the boxes to LGSs 2 weeks before they give it to big box and huge box stores.
Hopefully they avoid Card Shop Live too. That's,
oh my god! They're like, relax, it's over.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you guys this. I've been dead. I've been dead for 2 weeks.
Listen, I know what you're about to say. Let's discuss this offline.
Okay.
God, Lord help me. NFTs. That was for you. So the Lord help me. God help me. So like
it's the same thing.
I think that when you have boxes released at big box or like preferred stores first, it throws off the whole economy of the game. Like we've seen this before in other games.
Yeah.
Having it go to local game stores first, having it so that you can only buy it from your store first, means that you're going to drive more people to stores, you're going to get a better, healthier community, and you're going to be in with gameplay. Like their whole thing is they're pushing gameplay on this. Like, listen, like we want to be the card that you can play with your family. That's important to us. But we want to be the card game that you play with your family.
It's not just about ripping packs. It's about playing the game.
No, they're like they will not like the first part of this podcast. What I said about Magic. I think people will play Lorcana, not Magic. That was for you, Josh.
I can't. That take. You can't.
Right,
be
that's
serious.
also a joke. That was called sarcasm.
God, no, because I didn't know. Because
that follows. You're not that bright.
Don't line up.
So like
Well, he's not going to shoot you.
Yet. I think that people will crack these packs because they like the cards. People like, listen, I'm running an Olaf deck. Whatever deck Olaf is in, that's my deck.
Are you saying you do want to build a snowman?
I do want to build a snowman deck.
Dibs on Goofy. Yeah. Like, listen, I think that's great. I think that I hope, are they going to limit booster boxes to stores too, kind of like Pokemon does, where you can't get a booster box in Target? You just
I hope not. I don't like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, I like that.
Oh, I love that. Why do you not like that?
I don't know. I guess I don't think it matters to me. Like I think that creates weirdness in the Pokemon economy that like I don't fully understand. How come the box of Evolving Sky is $10 million and a pack is 14 cents?
This is fair.
Like make it make sense. I mean, like I don't understand. Like the Pokemon economy is so wonky and weird to me that I hope they kind of avoid that.
I still like though the idea of like I have people come in the store all the time and they're like, "Oh, you guys have boxes. I can't get those at Target." Like that's a conversation.
Anybody ever said that?
Yes, kids say that all the time.
Like, what is wrong with you weirdos?
They say that all the time. All the time. Yeah.
All the time.
But anyway, yeah, the products look really good too for Lorcana. We talked about that a little bit last week. Was there something that was you guys want to talk about? Lorcana in London?
Yeah, they're going to be at the London Toy Festival or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think they were giving stuff. They gave away products to people who are going to be there showcasing Lorcana, or people that are going to have booths about Lorcana or something like that. It was really cool to see some of that stuff come out. You could tell it was early test.
They're coming to Gen Con.
Everything I was worried about, they're doing right. Like
I never would have guessed it. Never would have guessed it. A well established company with unlimited budget. I can't believe they're doing it right.
I don't know that they have an unlimited budget. I still disagree with that statement.
I think it's pretty hefty.
It's looking pretty. It's looking
pretty. 4 releases, 3 languages, day 1. They're doing all right. I think
it's looking like a pretty big budget.
That's fair.
Also, there's a rumor floating around that there's going to be park exclusives.
Scooby. Park exclusive would be. I mean, that would be really cool.
Oh my God! Can you imagine playing Lorcana at Disney World? Oh my! We got to do that in the podcast. That's gonna be the podcast. We got to do that. We got to do. MetaZoo with you trip to Disney World.
Sponsored by Compete Sports. I'm in.
That's fine.
Love it. Oh, it's on record. It's on record.
I'll buy your decks.
We just got a family trip by George. A family Disney cruise sponsored by George.
First of all,
I went on the Disney cruise. Super disappointing.
For our
family. I like both you bozos. Neither of you are my family.
No, for our families. Our families.
Oh, I can bring Cameron.
George is sponsoring me and my wife and my 2 kids and you and your wife and your kid to go on a cruise and play Lorcana with him.
I'm not going on Disney cruise ever. I still love you, Disney. Still a very proud shareholder.
Oh my gosh, it's even better. He's sending us on a Disney cruise and he's not going to go?
He's not going to be there.
You guys have fun with that. You know what?
What a day.
It was overpriced. I'll say it.
I'm sorry. It has the Disney sticker on it. Imagine that. It was overpriced.
That is like, I'll be intrigued what these box prices cost. I mean, like, I do think like they need to keep, like, listen, all these new TCGs have to be priced lower than Magic. They have to be.
Or I think
They
Lorcana
at least
could get
have
away
to
with
be
similarly to like a draft or set box.
Yeah, they at least have to be less than set boxes.
Yeah.
They have to be.
They can't touch the
like these new TCGs.
MSRP for this will be, how many packs are there? There's 36.
24.
I thought it was 36.
24.
Oh,
Is it 24?
whatever.
I
I don't know.
It'll be 144 if it's 36 packs.
I mean, like, that's on the high end to me, but like,
They're gonna use
convince
Pokemon.
me that's okay.
I don't know. They'll use Pokemon, I think. I think they'll use Pokemon pricing.
I think that's okay. Like, you can't, like, I think these games can't be priced more than Magic boxes or they're going to have a real problem.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for Lorcana. I think the more that I see it, the more I'm excited for it. I'm still worried about print runs and supply and that kind of world. But
this is going to be printed to the moon.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Moon.
That's what I'm worried about. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And you'll find out next week.
I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into it.
And
I'm not getting into it.
And you'll find out next week on MetaZoo be with you, because that's the end of this episode, everyone. This is a good one. Right at an hour. This never happens.
Yeah, George has a hard stop. We wanted to make sure. Last week we kept him a half hour too long. This week we got to let him go early.
Actually true.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, go buy a bunch of stuff from cowdansmarket.com. And
wow, way not to pump Josh's channel at all.
And I was just about to say, go check out Josh's shorts from this episode throughout the week. If you want to have a relive your experience, Josh has been making some amazing shorts.
The one thing you pump on my channel is the thing you're
done
in.
pumping. I'm not done pumping. And additional amazing content in which he tracks all this data. Josh, are you going to be tracking the data this week?
I'm not going to dignify that with a response for the disrespect my data got earlier.
Josh,
the disrespect.
Josh, will you please go take a shower, because he just did you dirty.
The disrespect my data got this week, dude.
I did not disrespect it. I just said we're comparing it to data from...
You could put some respect on his name.
Oh my gosh. Remember the kinds of people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
Also with Josh's data.
Dude.